Hello and welcome, it's Leon Street here, and today I'm going to be speaking about sales, but in particular how you can qualify the right people to speak to. Now, quite often I see a lot of business owners who are trying to speak to the right type of people, the people that won't question your prices, the people that will happily pay you what you are charging because they believe in what you do and actually they recognize your ability, your skills, your services, your products, and know that those products or services can help them in the way that they need. But I see so many people who fall into the trap, and look, I'm not saying this because I've never been there. I've been there, but you fall into the trap of accepting anybody because A, you either want to get some cash in, or B, it looks good from the start, but you actually realize that maybe your gut feeling was telling you something that you shouldn't have done, i.e. take that client on board. So what you want to do in business is obviously take on board the right people. So I want to speak to you about how to speak to more of the right people that want to buy from you. So in order to do that, there are 4 key things that I want to touch on, and these 4 key things are how you qualify the right people. So when it comes to selling, the first step for me in terms of qualifying people is, does the prospect need what you're selling? A lot of people will say yes, but you've got to be really clear, and this obviously comes down to integrity, because as I say on the screen, it says it may seem obvious, but selling with integrity is all about presenting something you know will help the prospect, not just because you want to get the sale. And look, I know there are times where you need those extra few pounds in your bank account and you want to sell because you've got something and you've potentially got a person who has the money. But the key thing is you want to make sure, do they need what you're selling? And this is going to come down to identifying what their needs are. So people will probably say to you, I want this, I want that. But what you've also got to do is read between the lines and say, that's what they want, but here's what they need, knowing that your products or services can help them. So ask the right questions about what they want, and you can make up and start to understand what it is that they need. So step number 2, can the prospect use what you're selling? Can they actually use what you're selling? It's almost like if you buy, I don't know, a left-handed screwdriver and the person wants a right-handed one. That was a joke, by the way, guys, it's a screwdriver. So here's the thing, can they use what you're selling? So many people may want something, but can it be used or integrated into their life or business? And this is a really important question to ask them. So really understand, how does their business operate, or how are they operating in their life? If it's just you selling to the public, or if it's you selling to business, how will it benefit them in their business? And these are important questions to ask, because a lot of times people have something and maybe the person says, I really need this, but you've not asked the real questions to know, maybe they need it, but can they actually use it in their life or business? Because that's another question altogether. It's almost like selling them something that actually they can't use. And you don't really want people coming back to you afterwards when they realize afterwards that actually this isn't going to work, and they've paid you your money, and maybe you've delivered the product or the service, but actually really you don't want to go back and do a refund. So ask the questions early on. The third step in qualifying is, can the person afford what you're selling? Now, do they have the budget or means to invest in what you have to offer? And this is a really great question to ask, especially around budgets if you're selling a high value product or service. So for instance, if you're selling consultancy, coaching, that type of thing, you're probably going to be selling in the thousands, tens of thousands possibly, depending on who you're dealing with. If you're consulting at a high level, it could be 6 to 7 figure consultancy contracts, and far greater. But what you want to check on is, do they have the budget to invest? Because a lot of people out there that maybe they're spending on credit cards, they're using savings, but you've got to be clear and come back to your own integrity about whether or not it's good for them to make that decision. Is what they're about to invest in going to give them what they want in their life, what they want in their business, and are they making a sound judgment? So this is going to come down to your standards of how you accept clients. But what I would say to you is, accept people that can afford and are willing to do the work when they invest, so that they can get the return or the results that your products or service offer them. So finally, number 4, how to qualify people. Does the person want the product? It sounds obvious, but sometimes when you're in selling mode, you might read between the lines and read wrongly and not understand whether or not they need what you're selling. You may be hell-bent on them actually buying that product. But let's go into it. Through effective communication and listening skills, you are now 4 steps closer to the sale. That's the critical piece. Listen to what their problems are, listen to what they need your product or service for, and then clearly identify when you go through your checklist to say, yep, this product, this service can do exactly what it is that they're looking for. If you put all of those 4 qualifying questions together, I guarantee you that you will end up speaking to the right people. So how can you do that? You can put these questions into a questionnaire on a web page. You can put them onto your contact form on your website, so when people fill in the contact form, you're qualifying. If you've got this on a separate page where people book in a date and time to speak with you, get them to answer these types of questions, and think about other questions that can help you to qualify whether or not they're committed at a high enough level. So that's it for today. 4 keys to qualifying more people who are ready to buy from you. It's Leon Street. So one more point, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below this video. And if you've enjoyed it, share it with your friends, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.